President Trump slams Washington, D.C. bureaucracy and promises to fire remote workers. Pamela Bondi criticizes $2 million US aid grant for Guatemala. Caroline Leavitt criticized media for misnaming Gulf of America. Caroline slams $3.4 million patent office contract for innovation. Pamela Bondi vows to hold FBI leakers responsible. Alright guys, welcome back. I'm excited to see you here. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, join the Notice family for the best trending videos, reactions and top highlights. And without wasting much more time, let's jump into today's trending topics. Trump criticized the massive bureaucracy in Washington, D.C., pointing out that many government buildings like those of Department of Education are filled with employees who aren't actually showing up to work. He claimed that many of them are working from home, but in reality, they are not doing their jobs. Some even have second or third jobs. Trump also mentioned that Elon Musk is looking into this issue and stressed that those who aren't truly working will be fired. He emphasized the need to make the government smaller and more efficient.
We have a massive bureaucracy in Washington, D.C. We have buildings that are all over the city. Department of Education. I never said Department of Education's on all these buildings. By the way, nobody shows up to work because they're all working at home. You know, quote, working at home. They're not working at home. And a lot of them have second jobs. And that's the other thing that Elon Musk is looking at. How many of these people are getting checks, working at home, but they're not working because they have second jobs and even third jobs? You're going to find a lot of them, and those people are going to be fired because we have to make our government smaller.
Caroline has addressed a journalist question and made it clear that the administration will hold media outlets accountable if they spread any false information. She pointed out that the body of water off the coast of Louisiana is officially called the Gulf of America, a name recognized by the Secretary of the Interior. She also mentioned that big companies like Apple and Google use this name. Leavitt expressed confusion over why some news outlets continue to call it by different name and stressed that getting this right is important for both Americans and the world.
I was very upfront in my briefing on day one that if we feel that there are lies being pushed by outlets in this room, we are going to hold those lies accountable. And it is a fact that the body of water off the coast of Louisiana is called the Gulf of America. And I'm not sure why news outlets don't want to call it that, but that is what it is. The Secretary of Interior has made that the official designation in the geographical identification name server, and Apple has recognized that. Google has recognized that. Pretty much every other outlet in this room has recognized that body of water as the Gulf of America, and it's very important to this administration that we get that right, not just for people here at home, but also for the rest of the world.
A reporter asked Attorney General Bondi about concerns that someone within the FBI might be leaking information about ongoing ICE raid, potentially putting officers' lives at risk. The reporter inquired whether the DOJ has made any progress in identifying the sources of these leaks and what the consequences will be if the leakers are found.
That someone from within the FBI may be leaking information about the ICE raids and that such could be putting officers' lives at risk. Has the DOJ gotten any closer to determining if these leaks are coming from within the FBI? And what will the consequences be if they can identify the leakers from the FBI?
In response, Bondi stated that she couldn't discuss the ongoing investigation in detail, but made it clear that leaking information about pending investigation is unacceptable. She explained that such leaks jeopardize the safety of law enforcement officers as they give criminals heads up about upcoming actions. Bondi assured that the DOJ is actively investigating the matter and will pursue accountability for those responsible, no matter which agency they come from. She emphasized that leaking information is a crime and those found guilty will be prosecuted to the fullest extent.
Well, first, I can't talk about anything that is ongoing, and that is ongoing. And it's really for the similar reasons of what I said earlier. The great men and women in law enforcement standing behind me today, they must be protected. And anytime anyone leaks or tips off anything regarding a pending investigation, that jeopardizes lives. You're telling a bad guy what's about to happen. It could jeopardize the lives of all the men and women in law enforcement. We will not stand for it. We will find you. We're going to investigate it, no matter what agency it came from. We don't know for certain. We have an open investigation, so I can't talk about it in detail, but we will do everything in our power to hold you accountable, and it is a crime, and you will be prosecuted when we find you.
During press briefing, Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt addressed concerns about the transparency related to Doge, emphasizing the openness of both President Trump and Elon Musk in their efforts. Leavitt pointed out that Doge has a public account and a website where they regularly share updates on the contracts they are reviewing and payments they have stopped.
Because I think it's a real fallacy that there's this alleged lack of transparency when it comes to Doge. President Trump and Elon Musk have been incredibly transparent on what Doge is doing. There is an X account with the Doge handle. They are tweeting out what they are doing on a daily basis. They have a website where they are posting the receipts of the contracts that they are reviewing and the payments that they have stopped from going out the door. The secretaries of our departments have stopped from going out the door.
She highlighted several specific examples of spending they have uncovered, such as $36,000 contract for U.S. citizenship and migration services, which she claims goes against President Trump's American First agenda, and a $3.4 million contract related to inclusive innovation at the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. Leavitt also criticized a $57,000 contract for climate change in Sri Lanka, questioning how it serves American interests.
Because of what he's doing and the access that he is allowing. So there's great transparency. As for the actual receipts, we are happy to provide them, and I actually brought some today because all of you know I love to bring the receipts. We have contracts upon contracts that we can send and provide this information to you. Let me be very clear. We are not trying to hide anything. We have been incredibly transparent, and we will continue to be. These are screenshots of contracts that Doge found across our government. This is a DEI contract, $36,000 for U.S. citizenship and immigration services. That is against the president's policies and his America First agenda. This is a $3.4 million contract, a Council for Inclusive Innovation at the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, Department of Commerce, another DEI contract that Doge identified. I can continue to go through these. Oh, I love this one, $57,000 for climate change in Sri Lanka. What is this doing to continue the interests of the American people?
She assured the public that there is no attempt to hide anything, and they are committed to full transparency, even offering to share contracts and receipts with the press. Additionally, she mentioned a federal employee retirement system project in Pennsylvania, which many Americans were unaware until Musk discussed it. Leavitt reaffirmed that Doge is actively identifying inefficiencies and will continue to provide regular updates.
These are the line items across the federal government that Doge is identifying daily. They're moving very fast. There's a lot of paper that we can show you, but we're happy to do it. This administration has been more than transparent about what Doge is doing. And here's one of their tweets that they posted about the mine. I believe this is in Pennsylvania, where the federal employee retirement system is being processed. Did anybody know this was even happening in our country before Elon Musk talked about it in the Oval Office yesterday? A lot of Americans didn't. So we are providing transparency and accessibility on a daily basis when it comes to Doge. And I also have a Doge daily report, if anybody would like it, on all of the things that they are identifying and finding. We're happy to provide this information to you. We're talking about it every single day.
In response to Elon Musk's call for judicial impeachment, Attorney General Bondi expressed her support for Musk, calling him a great man and a friend. She acknowledged Musk's frustration with the federal government and specifically criticized U.S. aid for allocating billions of dollars that she believes should not be distributed in the way they are.
Yeah, I haven't seen Elon Musk tweet. He is a friend of mine. He is a great man. I think he's very frustrated with what's happening in our federal government. You know, at USAID alone, they're giving out billions of dollars that should not be distributed. We're going to back him up.
Pamela Bondi cited a controversial instance where $2 million was directed to Guatemala for sex change operations, calling it outrageous. She emphasized that she and her team are committed to backing Musk in his efforts and are prepared to take legal action against those responsible, confident in their success.
You know, we work our whole lives in this country and we all pay taxes. in this country. And for people to find out that $2 million is going to Guatemala for sex changes is outrageous. And we're going to back up Elon Musk every way we can. That includes lawsuits against these people who are doing that, and we will be successful.
All right, thank you for sticking around and watching, and don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hope to see you in the next video.